Good day, traders. Welcome to today's trade ideas and signal. And for business reasons, I have not been able to kind of sit down and do some analysis because I was fully engaged with my businesses here and there. And I think I was able to quickly do a brief review on Tuesday. And ever since then, I've been somehow busy. I'm very sorry for the late updates. So now, we're going to continue from where we left off. I made some points in our last episode, and I talked about how we are within this consolidation, and the price has been going up and down here and there, and we've not been able to capitalize on anything. But luckily for us, yesterday evening, I noticed that we broke out of the consolidation, and we are heading somewhere. I guess market is recalibrating to where we're going to be having some kind of pure setups again in the market. So, as it is, we're going to just do some analysis and we're going to start from where we left off. So we have some trades in the markets which we pick from monthly. I'm going to run through it again. So, if we are running through the trades again, we talk about how we have this strong low, as a strong low in the market, and here happens to be our strong low, and we're expecting it to hold the market. This is on monthly, and here happens to be our week high. No, no, no. Oh, okay. So we have this reaction. Let's pick it from here because if we take it from that angle. So we have some reaction from the fair value gap that we have here on monthly, and I talked about how we're going to transcend, all this leg that we have here. You know, we'll be expecting higher prices in Euro USD, even though anything can happen. But on a long-term trade, as you can see, we picked this level, particular level here, as position trading. I've been talking about this particular level since last year, but since we have it that way, and we are reacting from this particular level here. I talked about how I'm expecting price to kind of come back into this particular level before we begin to move higher. And we're going to this kind of other block that has been created in the market on monthly. And we have the swing that we are expecting from this angle. And we now have higher prices in the market. And it has transcended. As we can see, it gives us a shift in the market. It automatically turns to our strong low by giving us a market structure shift in the market, which is major MSS. And what do we have? We have a trend change after that, which we see that markets did actually close above. We have a structure break and something. Then this is the other block, the potential other block we are looking for price to come back into and trade into to give us higher prices in the markets. So moving to weekly, we pick this level for our position trade. Then we notice that it lie perfectly with an internal structure. And I told you I'm expecting, instead of picking the whole range, I'm anticipating this internal structure to be what's going to give us some kind of like what is it called in the market, level that we're going to react from to give us higher prices in the market. So this is a weekly internal structure that we have here. We have this weekly internal structure here. And we are anticipating that it's going to be what's going to be. This is a monthly fair value gap. Mhm. Here is a monthly fair value gap. And as we can see, this is the other block that was plotted on what is it called? On monthly. We picked the opening price for our that line perfectly with this something here. So I'm not really anticipating that we're going to react from this here particular level. I believe that we're going to kind of have some price, even though we can see on weekly that here lie perfectly to be giving us some kind of fair value gap on weekly that lie perfectly with our other block, and it picked from the 50%. So that we're going to have, we are not going to have some kind of what is it called? Some kind of reaction from the level. I personally believe that price is still going to come down into this internal structure for it to sustain. Because if we follow through from this particular level to this level, we have a liquidity void here, which personally I believe it has mitigated all the levels that we have here. And we have this internal structure that serve reacted from this other block that we have here, and this can potentially serve as our proportion block. So if we are moving from this particular leg here and we are having some kind of reaction, personally, I still believe in this. In the meantime, because I'm anticipating that we're going to have some retracement back into this internal structure, even if we're not going to go deeper into it. But I strongly believe that we're going to come down into this internal structure. But wherever make this fair value gap to be the one that gives us these higher prices in the market, I won't be trusting higher, what is it called? But anything can happen in the market. Anything can happen. So this is our position trade that we picked a while ago. And we're anticipating some kind of levels. That's our trade number one that I picked some times ago. And on 4 hour, I'm anticipating this leg here because we spotted a shift and we are anticipating that we're going to have that shift on daily. But here we are, the something that we have here give us this particular leg here. So personally, I'm going to kind of like I'm still holding on to the trade because I'm believing that we are reacting, except the only reason I'll be taking out this trade is now we have this internal structure, I mean, this fair value gap giving us some kind of reaction here, and we have this, what is it called? And we have this internal, we are waiting on this internal structure, weekly internal structure. But on 4 hour with what we are seeing here, this just what I've been trying to do is to highlight the trade that we are waiting on all this while. We have all this level here that kind of give us what is it called in the market, giving us some consolidation. And yesterday night we broke through the consolidation, and I'm actually expecting that. Okay, within this consolidation, I try as much as possible not to engage, even though I'm busy all through. I wasn't able to, and it's not even advisable to engage because while we tried to engage last week here, we know that how our accounts suffered for it. So uh taking a chip in to see what we're going to have within this leg here. Um so what I've been able to do is to highlight the trade we are waiting upon. So if we have this fair value gap, the update on it is if we have this fair value gap as broke of this consolidation happen here, and we have this fair value gap transcending above this consolidation that we have here, then automatically we're going to close this above trade that we have. And we're still going to leave this place intact. So what we'll be having, but personally on the lower time frame trade that I believe in, I noticed something is on daily since we've been trading from it for a while now. And I have a thing that if lower time frame is not clear, then what we can be expecting in the market is that we're going to go on to higher time frame. So that we move on higher time frame. Checking 1 hour throughout last week and this week, there is nothing much to capitalize on based on our trading strategy. So moving on to 4 hour, nothing but going on to higher time frame, I discovered some things and I noticed that market has been reacting to some kind of so we have these two levels. So we're going to take all our notations of the market and try to concentrate on what we can gain uh in the market currently. So what we have here now is this. If we have we're moving on to the right side of the market and try to see what the market is doing currently, starting from daily or 4 hour. Let's use 4 hour as an example before we go into daily. We have this shift here, and we have, let's forget about the stuffs. We have this consolidation. Let's pick it from here, and we have a break below the consolidation. So if we have a break below the consolidation like that, then automatically we can kind of, based on what we are still expecting price to come to do within this low, then we can be anticipating some lower prices in the market. So if market break below consolidation like this, what we're going to kind of try to see is, okay, what sponsor the something, and it, on 4 hour it's clear that it's this particular leg that sponsor it, and we can be anticipating. But based on the price action that is being created here, but I believe that's lower time frame price action. So moving on to 4 daily to see clearly what is going on in the market, we can see the kind of reaction we're expecting this particular leg to get to this high here before it reacts. So if we're going to be using our structure to kind of do analysis on this particular leg here, that would be our MSS, our major market shift in the market. So, and here turns to our trend change, the trend change here. So here becomes our trend change here. So because we broke the structure below, and another thing I noticed is internal structure from within this leg has been within daily has been giving us some kind of reactions in the market. So if we have this type of reaction and you know looking further, I still see spots this internal structure and it spent like 5 days, 4 days within the internal structure before coming out. So if we have all this leg here and it's giving us some kind of this thing, then here becomes our strong guy. Here becomes automatically becomes our strong guy from the structure we are on the right side of the market. But don't forget have major something here, major leg here, and all these ones can be retracements in the something. And still following the retracement or the reversal, whatever we want to call it, we're going to still be monitoring it and see. Still, the only tool we'll be using here is just structure. So here becomes a strong guy, and here automatically becomes a weak low. But we can see how many days it took before it break below that weak low. And since we have this weak low now, and we are trading below it, and market has broken and kind of like traded and closed below it, then what we'll be looking for is some kind of some legs that we can still capitalize on. Jesus. Please pardon, let me just take my cup. So okay, sorry for that little break. Now we are anticipating some kind of this is week low here and the market closed below it, and from the reaction we are having from this leg here, we are anticipating that we're going to kind of have some reaction. Then weak low, then the only support level I'm anticipating to send price lower is this particular leg here. This internal structure that we have within our range here. So this will be our range since we broke through. So here will be our range. Here will be my range, picking range. Here will be my strong guy. But if we're going to kind of, we are using structure, don't forget. And here will be our weak low from what we are still looking at here. So here will be our weak low. I'm still anticipating that price is going to break below this this low that we have here. So we have this internal structure, this little internal structure here within this particular leg. And as you can see from previously, let's remove this consolidation or let's just time it visibility. I don't want it to show on. So 4 hour is still okay. To 4 hour, let's then take away off range. So that we can see clearly where we're looking at. So we can see reaction from this internal structure, another internal structure give us another something. So looking at this particular range, this would be our trading range. I want this to be our trading range here. So, and as you can see perfectly, yeah, the internal structure was little above the 50% range. So here will be our picking range, and this is the range we'll be trying to kind of, send price lower from. So if we are anticipating, and I'm anticipating a lower pricing price in something, I'm expecting that, okay, what we're going to, because Euro USD, this trade of mine, this internal structure was purely I discovered it like 2 years ago, and I see that, if you are developing your strategy, you pick your peer, you will kind of find what give you know, some kind of support and resistance in the market. So, and I found the internal structure to be useful, and moving back to daily, I'm anticipating this internal structure to give us some kind of reaction. And as we can see, market nears it, and we're having that reaction already. We have some news coming up today, and we have one news is coming around 4:30 Nigerian time, and anything can happen in the markets. And don't forget, this internal structure, this particular leg can serve as our order block, potential order block in the future that will send price above and take out all this liquidity. And as you know, anything can happen from a consolidation. The price can just take the lowest part of the consolidation out and use it to transcend. But what we're going to do now is if we close above this strong guy, that our strong guy, if we close above it, then our range become invalidated and here automatically turns to a strong low because we've break above this strong guy that we have here. Then we take out the order that we have here. We take it out. Even now, we're supposed to have take the order out of the market because I'm not actually expecting price to go there and give us some reactions again because it has closed below all these lows, and we are reacting from some internal fair value gap on this left side of the market. But what I'm personally going to do, what will be our trade now is this particular level. Thought I'll be shorting from here on daily. So and but I kind of have picked some trade earlier, and on 1 hour I spotted some things again. Uh, okay, okay. On 1 hour I spotted some levels. Okay, you see the internal structure on daily is the one holding up, and on excuse me, on daily the internal structure is holding. The internal structure is holding, and if we to look at it, input. Best thing we can just do is to make it 50 pips, I guess, or 44.5, 45 pips for the matter. 5 pips and 40 times 5, that's 225 pips. And as we can see, it's live perfectly. So anything can happen in the markets, and that will be our trade for this something. I have some kind of trade here. I'm anticipating before because I'm actually expecting that this what is it called is going to go in the markets. This internal structure that we have on 1 hour maybe is going to hold. Because we can have it. It's no longer holding, so we'll be going with this higher time frame internal structure. So whatever happens from there, we're going to know. And I have it to be here. So anything can happen in the market though. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the markets. So that will be our trade. Let me take it to 15 to 1 hour, I mean to daily to see clearly. So this will be the entry. So thank you very much. I've see, that's the trade and this is the entry. So that'll be all for today. Thank you. God bless you. God bless us.